Good morning, children. How are you, children? I hope you are all fine. Yesterday we had discussed clausal law for integers with respect to addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Today we will discuss about the remaining properties, and that the first one is commutative law. Okay. So properties of integers, commutative law with respect to addition. Respect to addition. So here from integers denoted as a letter Z or I, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on, negative numbers, left side, right side, positive numbers. Now with respect to addition, suppose for example, take any two numbers from the set of integers. I will take 10 and 12. So 10 plus 12 equal to how much, children? 10 plus 12 equals to 22. So this is what integer, positive integer or integer. 12 is also what? Integer. 12 is also integer. What about 22? Also an integer. Next. Again, we have to take the reverse order. So 12 plus 10, that equals 12 and 10 equal also 22 only. So 10 plus 12 equals to 22, 12 plus 10 is also 22. When we, irrespective of the order, the result is same. Therefore, 10 plus 12 is equals to 12 plus 10. Irrespective of the order, when we add any two integers, the result is also an integer. One more example. Minus 3 minus 8. Minus 3 minus 8 with respect to plus. Minus 3 minus 8. When we add, both are same, both are negative integers only. When we add, first you have to add it. That is 11. 3 plus 8, 11. So minus. When we add two negative integers, the result is also a negative integer. Okay. Next, suppose minus 8 plus minus 3. That equals to 8 plus 3, 11. Minus plus minus and minus 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 1. This is not multiplication, addition. Addition of two negative integers is also negative. So therefore, irrespective of the order, minus 3 plus of minus 8, minus 11 only. Minus 8 plus of minus 3 also minus 11. Therefore, minus 3 plus of minus 8 equals to minus 8 plus of minus 3. Next example. Minus 6 plus of 2 into plus 2. That equal to minus 6 plus 2. 1 is positive, 1 is negative. We subtract it. 6 minus 2, 4. 6 is a bigger number, sign is minus, so minus 4. Again, you have to change the order. 2 plus of minus 6. That is also 6 minus 2, how much? 4. 6 having minus symbol, so minus 4. So from this concept, therefore, minus 6 plus 2 is equals to 2 plus of minus 6. So when we take two positive integers, or you take both negative integers, if you take two positive integers, their sum is always positive. If you take two negative integers, their sum is always negative. If you take one is positive, one is negative, according to the bigger number sign, you will get that example. Suppose one more example. Suppose 6 plus of minus 2, that equal to 6 minus 2, 4. Here from 6 and 2, which is bigger? 6 is bigger. 6 symbol plus, so plus 4. Again we will change the order. Minus 2 plus 6. You will get the same answer only, plus 4 only. Therefore 6 plus of minus 2 equals to minus 2 plus 6. So irrespective of the order, if you add any two integers, the sum is always an integer. Minus 4 integer, 4 integer only. Okay, children. So here the concept is when we add two positive integers, the result is always positive integer. When you add two negative integers, the result is always negative integer. Keep in your mind. If one is positive, one is negative, according to the bigger number sign, the result will come. Suppose here the 6 to bigger number is 6, the sign is minus, you subtract it and keep minus n. From this example, bigger number is 6, what is the symbol? Plus symbol. So plus is coming, one is positive, one is negative, you have to subtract it. So from this concept, what you learn, properties of integers for commutative law with respect to addition is satisfied. So therefore, for any two integers, A and B. For any two integers A and B, A plus B is always equals to B plus A. A plus B is always equals to B plus A. This is called properties of integers, commutative law with respect to addition. So, commutative law is satisfied for integers with respect to addition. Therefore, in another way is there, the another way also, children, or for all A comma B belongs to Z, then A plus B is equals to B plus A. For any two integers A and B, A plus B equal to B plus A. The shortest notation, for all A comma B belongs to Z, A plus B equals to B plus A. A plus B equals to B plus A. Next. So, therefore, we concluded that commutative law is satisfied for integers with respect to addition. So commutative law is satisfied for integers with respect to addition. When we observe A plus B equal to B plus, suppose take two examples 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 equal to 3. 2 plus 1 equals to also 3 1. So 1 plus 2 equals to 2 plus 1. Next one, subtraction. Next on operation, subtraction. So if you take any two integers from the set of integers, suppose 3 and 2, take 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 equals to what? 3 minus 2, 1, that is plus 1. Again take 2 minus 3. 2 minus 3 equal to what? 2 minus 3 means 3 minus 2, 1. Bigger number have minus sign, so minus 1. Here bigger number have plus sign, so plus. Here bigger number have minus sign, minus. But you have to subtract. Subtract means 3 minus 2, 1. Here also subtract 3 minus 2, 1 only. But here minus 1, here plus 1. What happens from A minus B to B minus A? Suppose here A, this is B. So A minus B getting positive value, B minus A getting negative value. Therefore, 3 minus 2 is not equals to 2 minus 3. 3 minus 2 is not equals to 2 minus 3. So, we are taking commutative law with respect to subtraction. First, suppose A equal to 3, B equals to 2. So, A minus B equals to, A minus B equals to, so A equal to 3, A equals to 3, B equals to 2. So, A minus B equal to what? 3 minus 2. Here this is B minus A. So, therefore, what happens? A minus B is not equals to B minus A. When the A minus B is not equals to B minus A means what, children? Here the property is not satisfied. Which property? Commutative property is not satisfied for which numbers? Integers. Which operation? Subtraction. So, commutative law is not satisfied for integers with respect to subtraction. Therefore, for any two integers two integers, for any two integers a and b, for any two integers a and b, a minus b is not equals to b minus a. For simple notation, for all a comma b belongs to Z, a minus b is not equals to b minus a. So a minus b is not equals to b minus a. So for any two integers a and b, a minus b is not equals to b minus a. For all a comma b belongs to Z, a minus b is not equals to b minus a. This is the simplest notation of this one. Okay, children? Therefore, we concluded that commutative law. We concluded that commutative law is not satisfied. Commutative law is not satisfied for integers with respect to subtraction. With respect to subtraction, if you take any integers, maybe both are positive integers, maybe both are negative integers, or maybe one is positive or one is negative, the result is always not satisfied. Suppose if you take some more examples for this one only. So commutative law is not satisfied for integers with respect to subtraction. Suppose take one negative integer minus 3, take one positive integer plus 6. So minus 3 plus 6, this is plus 6. So what is the subtraction? So minus. So minus 3 minus 6. So minus 3 minus 6, that equals to minus 9. Again change the order, a minus b, again b minus a, the 6 minus 3. Again symbol, subtraction symbol. So that equals to 6 minus into minus plus 3. 6 plus 3 equal to 9. What happens here? Minus 3 of minus 6 equals to minus 9. 6 minus of minus 3 equal to plus 9. So both are not equal. So minus 3 of minus 6 is not equals to 6 minus of minus 3. Here nothing but this is a minus, this is b, this is b, this is a. So a minus b is not equals to b minus a. Okay, children, if you take both positive integers or both negative integers, one is positive, the other one is negative, when we do subtraction, both results are not equal. So I already concluded that, we concluded that, what is that? The commutative law is not satisfied with respect to subtraction for integers. Okay. Next, we will move multiplication. Next fundamental operation is multiplication. So for multiplication, if you take two integers, suppose 6 and 3. So 3 and 6 are two integers. So you multiply it. 3 into 6, both are positive integers. 3 is a positive integer, 6 is also an integer. So 3 is an integer. This is positive integer. 6 is also integer. So a equal to 3, b equal to 6. So a into b, that equal to 18. Is also what? An integer. Is also an integer. This is also an integer only. Okay. Next, order change the order. 6 into 3. 6 3 is how much? 18. So 6 is an integer. 3 is also an integer. 18 is also an integer. Positive integer into positive integer. Positive integer. So therefore 3 into 6 equals to 6 into 3. 3 into 6 equals to 6 into 3. Next, another example. Suppose take both negative integers. Minus 3 into minus 6. That equals to 3 6 are 18. Here multiplication. Minus into minus plus 18. Again change. Minus 6 into minus 3. Suppose this is a into b, now b into a. That equal to 6 3 are 18. 6 3 are 18. Minus into minus plus 18. So from this, therefore minus 3 into minus 6 equals to minus 6 into minus 3. One more example, children. So this is both are negatives. Now you take one positive integer, one negative integer. Minus 6 into plus 3, that equals to minus 6 into plus 3, 6 3 is 18. Minus into plus minus. Again, plus 3 into minus 6. This is A into B, now B into A. That equals to plus into minus minus, 3 6 is 18. So therefore, minus 6 into plus 3 is equals to plus 3 into minus 6. So when you take two integers, irrespective of the order, their multiplication is always same. Their product is always same. Therefore, we conclude that commutative law is satisfied for integers with respect to multiplication. So for any two integers, A and B, A into B is equals to B into A. For any two integers A and B, A into B equals to B into A. Already we discussed some examples, both positive integers multiplication, negative integers multiplication, and also positive into negative also. So whenever you take like this, A into B is always equals to B into A. So therefore, this can be also written as in a shortest notation, that is R. For all A comma B belongs to Z, then A into B is equals to B into A. But in clausal law, we have to check individually A into B and B into A. But both are not equal, there is no problem. Children, you understood here? For clausal law, according to clausal law, only we want A plus B, A into B or B into A only, or A into B or B into A. Here, no need to equal. A into B is not equal to B into A, or A into B is equals to B into A, no problem. But in commutative law, must be equal. But in clausal law, no need to equal. Suppose, for example, children, 5 into 3 equals to 50. 3 into 5, that equals also 50. Maybe coming equal, no problem. But A into B, the result of A into B is an integer or not? The result of B into A is an integer or not? But the both integers are different also, no problem. Suppose, simple example I will say for clausal law. Suppose A minus B, that is take A equal to 5, B equal to 3. 5 minus 3 equal to what? 2. B minus A, that equals to 3 minus 5, that equals to minus 2. From clausal law, A minus B is 2 is an integer, and B minus A minus 2 is also an integer. According to clausal law, subtraction is satisfied. But according to commutative law, subtraction is not satisfied. Keep in your mind, children. According to clausal law, individually we are counting. A minus B value is 2. B minus A value is minus 2. But in clausal law, need not equal. May be equal or may not be equal. There is no problem. But individually, what is the value of A minus B? The value of A minus B, that is 5 minus 3 equal to 2. Is it integer or not? B minus A value of minus 2, this is also an integer. Then clausal law satisfied. According to commutative law, comparison is important. Means A minus B is equals to B minus A only, that is possible. Otherwise not possible. So for commutative law must be equal. But in clausal law, individual checking only, and A minus B value is in the set of integers or not, we will check. B minus A value is also in the set of integers or not, we will check. But in commutative law, like that, not possible. So that is only clausal law is satisfied for integers with respect to subtraction, but commutative law is not satisfied for integers with respect to subtraction. Okay, children? Right. Now we will move back to this one. Therefore, for A comma B belongs to Z, then A into B equals to B into A. The same clausal law also. For clausal law, A into B is possible or not? B into A is possible or not? Both are equal or not equal? No problem. In clausal law. But in commutative law, must be equal. But in clausal law, no problem. whether A into B is the product is equal or not, B into A is equal or not. But in commutative law, both are equal. So therefore, we concluded that commutative law is satisfied for integers with respect to multiplication. Next children, with respect to division, commutative law for integers. Okay, we discussed about commutative law with respect to addition, subtraction, multiplication of integers completed. Now division. So let me take into integers from the set of integers, suppose 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So 1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2 equals to 1 by 2. Is not an integer, first of all. Not an integer. Next, 2 divided by 1, that equals to 2 by 1, that equals to 2. So what happens here? From commutative law, if A is 1, B is 2, A divided by B is equals to B divided by A. Then only commutative law satisfies, otherwise not satisfies. So here 1 divided by 2 value is 1 by 2, 2 divided by 1 value is 2, so both are unequal. So commutative law is not satisfied with respect to division. Okay, but when in closure law, A divided by B divided by individually. So here in closure law 2 divided by 1 is 2, is an integer. But 1 divided by 2, 1 by 2 is not an integer. Individually we are checking in closure law. But in commutative law must be equal. Both results must be equal. Only closure law satisfies. Commutative law satisfies. For closure law, individually 1 divided by 2, 1 by 2 is an integer or not. 2 divided by 1, 2 is an integer or not. We will check. But in the closure law, one case possible, the other case is not possible. So in the closure law also not satisfied. Okay, which law? Closure law. For what? Division with respect to integer. Here commutative law also not satisfied. So 1 divided by 2 equal to 1 by 2 is not an integer. 2 divided by 1 equal to 2 by 1 equal to 2. But both results are unequal. Therefore, 1 divided by 2 is not equals to 2 divided by 1. And means A divided by B is not equals to B divided by A. So, its property is not satisfied. Commutative law or commutative property is not satisfied for integers with respect to division. So therefore, for any two integers A and B, A divided by B is not equals to B divided by A. Therefore, commutative law or property, commutative law is not satisfied for integers with respect to division. So the commutative law is not satisfied for integers with respect to division. So up to now we discussed property of integers, commutative law with respect to addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. From that, addition and multiplication is satisfied for integers with respect to commutative property. So the commutative property is satisfied for integers with respect to addition and multiplication. But the commutative property is not satisfied for integers with respect to what? Subtraction and division. Subtraction and division. Okay, so I hope you understand well this concept. Thank you, children.